My child, pay attention to me right now. Slow your heart. Still your thoughts. This moment is not ordinary, and this message is not passing through your life by accident. I am calling you with urgency because what you are about to hear is critical for you. Do not treat this as background noise. Do not assume you can come back to it later. Later is where many of my children miss what I am trying to protect them from and prepare them for. I know how easy it is to scroll, to delay, to tell yourself that this is just another voice among many. But I am telling you now, this is me. I am speaking because you are standing at a point where clarity matters more than comfort, where attention matters more than emotion. If you sense even a small stirring in your spirit, that is me asking you to listen closely. I need you present, not distracted. I need your heart open, not guarded. There are things unfolding around you that require discernment, not assumption. There are decisions ahead that will shape more than just your next step. This is why I say to you with love and firmness, pay attention, because this is critical for you. You did not find this message by chance. I guided you here because I care too deeply about you to stay silent. I see the questions you haven't spoken out loud. I see the pressure building quietly in your life. And I see the places where you've been trying to figure things out on your own. I am stepping in now, not to overwhelm you, but to steady you. As you listen, do not keep this moment to yourself. When you like this message, when you comment, when you share it with 3 people, when you hype this video and subscribe, you are helping me reach another one of my children who is also standing at a critical point. Obedience in small actions creates ripples you may never see, but I do. Do not underestimate the power of paying attention. Many times, the shift you are praying for does not come with noise or signs in the sky. It comes through a quiet instruction you must choose to honor. Right now, I am asking you to choose awareness over autopilot, trust over hurry, listening over reacting. I am not here to scare you. I am here to guide you. But guidance requires your attention. If you lean in, if you stay with me, you will begin to see what you could not see before. What felt confusing will start to make sense. What felt heavy will become lighter because you are no longer carrying it alone. So stay with me. Do not rush ahead. Do not check out. Let this message settle into your spirit. There is a reason I stopped you here. There is a reason this feels important. I am preparing you, protecting you, and positioning you, but only if you are willing to listen. Pay attention, my child. This is critical for you. My child, I see you more clearly than you see yourself. I see beyond the smile you give others, and beyond the strength you try to hold together. I see the quiet weight you carry when no one is around. I see the thoughts that keep returning late at night, the ones you push away during the day because you don't have the energy to face them. You are not hidden from me. You never have been. I know the season you are in. I know how long it has lasted, and I know how it has shaped you. I know where you feel uncertain, where you feel stretched, and where you feel tired of being strong. There are moments you wonder if you heard me correctly, moments you question whether you are behind or if you missed something important. I want you to know this now: you are not overlooked, and you are not off course in the way you fear. I recognize the effort you make even when the results feel small. I see your faith when it feels fragile. I see the way you keep going, even when motivation fades and answers feel delayed. Many do not see this part of you, but I do, and I honor it. You have not been forgotten in the waiting. You have been formed in it. There are things you have been carrying silently because you don't want to burden anyone else. There are prayers you've whispered instead of spoken aloud because you weren't sure how they would sound. I heard every one of them. Even the prayers that came out as sighs, even the ones that were mixed with doubt, I heard them. I am not disappointed in your questions. I am close to you in them. You may feel like others are moving faster, clearer, or stronger than you. But comparison has been clouding your vision. I am not measuring you against anyone else. I am walking with you at a pace designed for your growth, your healing, your calling. What looks slow to you is often precise to me. I know the moments when you felt unseen by people you hoped would understand. I know the disappointment that followed. But do not confuse human silence with divine absence. I have been present in every step, even when it felt quiet. Sometimes my work is deepest when it is least visible. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are human, and you are my child. Strength does not mean you never struggle. Strength is continuing to trust me even when clarity hasn't arrived yet. And I see that trust in you, even when you don't. This message is reaching you because I know what you are facing and what is coming. I am speaking now because I want you to feel seen before I lead you forward. You do not need to prove yourself to me. You do not need to have everything figured out before listening. I already know where you are, and I am meeting you right here. Rest in this truth for a moment. You are known. You are seen. You are cared for. And as you stay with me, I will begin to unfold what you need to understand next. My child, hear me clearly now, because this is the truth you must understand. What has been troubling you is not only what is happening around you, but what has been quietly pulling at your attention within you. The enemy does not always come with chaos. Sometimes he comes with distraction. Sometimes he comes with delay. Sometimes he comes by convincing you that what I am saying can wait. But what I speak to you in this moment is not optional. It is essential. You have been trying to make sense of things with pieces of information instead of my full instruction. You have been reacting instead of listening. I am not saying this to shame you, but to free you. When you rush ahead without my clarity, you carry weight I never asked you to bear. When you delay obedience, confusion settles where peace should live. The truth is this: attention determines direction. What you give your focus to will shape where you go next. That is why I am calling you back to stillness, back to discernment, back to listening before acting. You don't need more opinions. You don't need more noise. You need alignment. And alignment begins when you choose to hear me above everything else. There are doors in front of you that look similar, but they do not lead to the same outcome. Discernment is not found in urgency. It is found in closeness with me. If you slow down and listen, I will show you which step is life-giving and which one only looks appealing. I am not withholding direction from you. I am inviting you to come closer so you can receive it clearly. You have misunderstood silence as absence. But my silence has been protection, creating space so you would seek me instead of settling for quick answers. The truth you need is not complicated, but it does require surrender. When you release the need to control the outcome, you make room for my wisdom to guide you. Do not ignore this moment. Revelation is a gift, but it must be received. What you do with this truth will shape what comes next. Stay attentive. Stay humble. Stay close. Now hear me as I speak to your heart beyond this message. I say in my word that when you sow, you reap in due season, and I am speaking that living promise over you now. This work you are receiving from me is a light, and lights must be lifted so others can see. My child, I am placing it in your heart to act. This is your moment. When you release a super thanks, step into membership, or give through PayPal using the link in the description or the QR code on your screen, you are sowing into souls I am drawing to me. Do not delay this obedience. because your giving becomes seed, and I bless seed planted in faith. Do it now, and watch me multiply what you place in my hands. My child, because I love you, I will not let you continue in a direction that quietly drains you. Hear this correction not as rejection, but as protection. I am not displeased with you, but there are patterns you have allowed that no longer serve the purpose I have for your life. I correct you because I intend to keep you, not because I want to control you. You have been leaning on your own understanding more than you realize. You have been trying to manage outcomes instead of trusting my guidance. I know you did this to feel safe, to avoid disappointment, to stay in control when things felt uncertain. But self-reliance has slowly turned into self-burden, and I never asked you to carry that weight. There are voices you have listened to that sound reasonable but are not rooted in my truth. They appeal to logic, fear, or urgency, but they lack peace. When you follow them, you feel restless instead of settled. That unrest is not random. It is my spirit nudging you, asking you to pause and realign. I am correcting your pace. You do not need to rush to prove anything. You do not need to answer every demand placed on you. Some of the pressure you feel is not from me. I am teaching you to say no to what distracts you so you can say yes to what actually matters. Slowing down is not falling behind when I am the one leading you. I am also correcting where you have been compromising your peace to keep others comfortable. You have tolerated things that have quietly worn you down. You told yourself it was easier to endure than to aggress. But endurance without direction leads to exhaustion. I am inviting you to set boundaries, not walls, boundaries that honor your calling and protect what I am building in you. This direction may feel uncomfortable because growth often is. But discomfort does not mean danger. It means adjustment. A good father does not ignore what could harm his child later. I am redirecting you now so you don't have to recover later. Do not harden your heart when you feel conviction. Conviction is evidence of closeness. I correct those I love because I see the future they are walking toward. What I am asking you to release was never meant to go with you into the next season. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Trust that when I close certain doors, it is not to trap you, but to guide you toward what will bring life, not just relief. My correction is gentle, but it is intentional. Stay with me in this. Let me reshape your choices, your habits, your responses. As you submit to my guidance, you will feel peace return where confusion once lived. I am leading you into alignment, and alignment will always bring rest. My child, breathe now. Let your shoulders relax. You have carried enough, and I want you to hear this clearly. You are not failing, and you are not running out of strength. What you feel as weakness is often the sign that you have been giving more than you realized. I am not disappointed in you for feeling tired. I am near you in it. I know there were moments you wondered how much longer you could keep going. Moments when you questioned whether you had what it takes to continue standing, believing, trusting. But I tell you now, the strength you need is not something you must create. It is something I supply. When your strength fades, mine does not. You have survived days you once thought would break you. You have endured seasons you didn't think you would make it through. That did not happen by accident. I carried you when you felt steady, and I carried you when you felt like you were barely holding on. Even when you thought you were walking alone, my hand was still supporting you. I am restoring your confidence, not in yourself alone, but in me working through you. You are stronger than you feel because your strength is rooted in something eternal. Do not measure your progress by how fast things are changing. Measure it by how faithfully you are staying with me. Growth is happening even when it feels slow. I see how you show up even on days when motivation is gone. I see the quiet discipline, the silent prayers, the choice to keep trusting when nothing around you has shifted yet. That matters to me more than you know. I do not overlook faithfulness simply because it is quiet. Let hope rise again in you. Not because circumstances have changed, but because I am still the same. The same God who sustained you before is sustaining you now. The same God who opened doors for you in the past is still able to open new ones at the right time. You are not behind. You are being strengthened. You are not weak. You are becoming resilient. I am building something within you that will not collapse under pressure. What I am forming now will support you in seasons ahead. So lift your head, my child. Do not shrink back because of fatigue. Let my presence renew you. Rest when you need to, but do not give up. I am closer than you think, and I am working even when you cannot see it. Draw your strength from me again. Lean into my voice. Let my reassurance quiet the fear that tries to return. You are held, you are supported, and you are capable, not because of who you are alone, but because of who I am with you. My child, I want you to anchor your heart in this truth now. I keep my promises. Not some of them. Not only the ones that are convenient. Every word I have spoken over your life still stands. Time has not weakened it. Delay has not canceled it. Silence has not replaced it. What I promised you is still alive. I know you have wondered if the timing was wrong, if you misunderstood me, or if circumstances have somehow disqualified you. Let me correct that fear gently. My promises are not fragile. They are not dependent on perfect conditions or perfect people. They are sustained by my faithfulness, and I am faithful even when you feel uncertain. What I have spoken over you will unfold in the right order. Not rushed and not late. You do not need to force what I have already secured. When you trust my timing, you protect your peace. When you try to hurry what I am still preparing, you only exhaust yourself. I am asking you to rest in confidence, not in passivity, but in trust. I promise to guide you step by step. I will not give you clarity all at once, because that would require you to rely on information instead of relationship. I lead you daily so you remain close to me. You will know what you need to know when you need to know it. That is enough. I promise to provide for you, not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. You may look for abundance and see only provision, but provision is evidence that I am involved. I have not forgotten the practical needs of your life. I care about every detail, even the ones you think are too small to bring to me. I promise to protect you. Some of the delays you resented were actually shields. Some of the closed doors you questioned were acts of mercy. I see what you cannot see, and I block what would harm you before it ever reaches you. Trust that when I say no, it is because I love you enough to guard your future. I promise that obedience will never leave you empty. When you follow me, even when it costs you comfort or familiarity, I will replace what you release with something greater. You cannot outgive me of your time, your trust, or your heart. Hold on to this assurance. You are not walking alone. I am ahead of you, beside you, and within you. My presence is constant, even when emotions fluctuate. Let that truth steady you. Wait with expectation, not anxiety. Move forward with obedience and not fear. Everything I have promised will come to pass at the appointed time. And when it does, you will see that I was faithful all along. My child, now is the moment to respond. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more ready, not when everything feels clear. This is the moment where listening must turn into movement. Faith that stays only in the heart will grow quiet, but faith that steps forward will come alive. I am not asking you to do something dramatic. I am asking you to do something deliberate. Pause right now and bring your heart before me. Not with polished words, not with explanations, but with honesty. Tell me what you are afraid of. Tell me where you feel unsure. Tell me what you have been holding back because you didn't want to be disappointed again. I already know, but I want you to trust me enough to place it in my hands. This is where alignment begins, not when everything changes around you, but when something shifts within you. Choose to trust me again, even if your trust feels small. Small faith placed in me is never insignificant. I can work powerfully through a willing heart. Release what you have been gripping too tightly. Some of your exhaustion comes from trying to control outcomes that were never meant to be controlled by you. Lay them down. Let me take responsibility for what you cannot fix. That surrender is not loss. It is relief. I am calling you to obedience in the simple things. Speak when I prompt you to speak. Wait when I tell you to wait. Step forward when I open the way. Do not underestimate the power of quiet obedience. It is often in the unseen moments that your future is shaped. If there is something I have already asked you to do and you delayed because it felt uncomfortable or uncertain, this is your invitation to return to it. Not with fear, but with trust. I do not bring things back to shame you. I bring them back because they still matter. Take this moment to commit your next step to me. You do not need to see the whole path. You only need to take the step I am placing in front of you. I will meet you there. I always do. Breathe deeply and let peace settle in your spirit. That peace is not the absence of challenge. It is the presence of my assurance. When you move with me, you are never walking blindly. I guide those who are willing to follow. This is your activation, not into pressure, but into purpose. Not into striving, but into trust. Let your yes be sincere. Let your heart remain open. I am ready to lead you forward, and I will not abandon you mid-journey. Stay close to me now. What comes next will require discernment, but you are not unprepared. You are positioned. And as you move with me, you will discover that obedience brings clarity and trust brings peace. My child, let your heart be still now. You have heard what you needed to hear. You are not leaving this moment empty-handed. I have spoken to guide you, to steady you, and to remind you that you are never alone in what you face. What felt heavy does not have to remain heavy. What felt confusing does not have to remain unclear. I am with you as you move forward. Remember this above all else. You are held. Not loosely, not temporarily, but securely. I have not brought you this far to abandon you now. Every word you have heard was spoken with intention, shaped by love, and timed for this exact moment in your life. Nothing was wasted. Not the waiting, not the struggle, not the questions. As you go from here, do not rush back into noise. Carry this peace with you. Let it guard your thoughts and settle your emotions. When doubt tries to return, remember my voice. When fear tries to speak louder, remember my promise. I am not distant. I am present. I am involved. I am faithful. You do not need to have everything solved today. You only need to stay connected to me. Step by step, I will lead you. Day by day, I will strengthen you. When you feel unsure again, come back to this truth. I am guiding you, even when the path unfolds slowly. Before you leave this moment, take one act of obedience. Like this message. Leave a comment declaring that you are choosing to trust me. Share this with 3 people who need to hear that I am still speaking. Hype this video and subscribe, not for numbers, but because obedience spreads light. When you do this, you are participating in something bigger than yourself. You are helping my voice reach another heart that needs reassurance right now. Now rest in my peace. Let hope fill the space where anxiety once lived. Your future is not fragile in my hands. It is secure. Walk forward knowing I go before you, and nothing ahead of you takes me by surprise. And as this message settles into you, hear me speak again. What you have received here is not meant to stop with you. Light multiplies when it is shared. I am calling some of my children to help carry this message further. When you give through Super Thanks, step into membership, or sow through PayPal using the link in the description or the QR code on the screen, you are placing oil in the lamp so the light does not go out. This is not a donation. It is an act of obedience, a seed sown into souls I am drawing to me. I bless what you release in faith. I command increase over it. What you place in my hands, I multiply. Do this now, my child. Obey promptly. Support the spreading of my word, and watch how I pour back into your life with peace, provision, and purpose.